Welcome back to Military Mondays. You're listening to 1170 KCBQ, The Answer. I'm your host, John Reeves, with you every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. You're listening to Military Mondays. This is the show serving those who served. We're to educate, empower, and engage our veteran listeners, serving the veterans, military members, and friends and family of the U.S. military every day and every way. With me in the studio is Jim Bottrell, the broker and owner at Argent Real Estate, the Jim Bottrell team. He is a very, very successful real estate broker, former Marine officer, served 10 years in the Marine Corps, 2 tours into Iraq. Very, very successful business owner. Knows how to take care of clients better than anyone that I have ever seen or witnessed. He is also a personal friend and a mentor. I learn from him. He learns from me. We learn from each other. He has a great deal to offer to anybody who is looking to buy or sell their homes. He has phenomenal things that they do at their team that guarantees your success as a client. And we're going to talk about some of those right now. So Jim, without further ado, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So Jim, you started your brokerage. You actually started doing real estate as an investor yourself.
That's correct.
And you really expanded upon that and have really built out a team. You have a lot of veterans, I think all veterans on your team. You're veteran owned, veteran serving, and veteran operated. And you guys have been really, really successful in your niche. You're obviously one of the top 10 in San Diego County year after year. What do you contribute to your success? What's made you so successful?
Well, honestly, what's making us so successful is the team I put together. Almost all of my agents are Marines. My entire staff has all been sourced out of Wounded Warrior Battalion at Camp Pendleton. It's very, very military centric. I run it like a military operation. If you look inside our office, all the walls are scarlet and gold.
Yep, they are. I've been there.
The Marines they all get along. What I love about them is we don't ever have anybody that fails to accomplish something. They all think just like I do. It's all about mission accomplishment. I don't have to worry about people being late. That's one of the things that's really nice. I call them my fire and forget missiles. We have a task that we need to put together. Maybe it doesn't fall within their job description, but that's something we're all used to from the Marine Corps. Here's your task. And they say, got it, boss. And they go. And I don't have to worry about it. Maybe they'll come to me with a question once or twice, but they're just going to go out and they're going to accomplish that mission, whatever it is, and they're going to bring me the final product. And maybe we need to tweak it, maybe we don't. It's great, but everybody understands exactly where they fit in the puzzle. Yeah. And everybody works together at all times. So that's what's honestly my team is what's made us so successful. And
I think that's very important. If you're out there looking for an agent or a realtor, the individual agents are juggling 50, 60 tasks simultaneously. What you've done is you create a team so that ultimately the client gets better service because you have people who do every single facet of a real estate transaction. You can provide better service, better marketing dollars, better things for sellers to be successful and buyers. But when you have a team organization, you can handle more and you can do it better because you have specialists at every single touch point of what's going on for a buyer or a seller. So, in addition to having such a sound team, you also do some things that really nobody else in this county does. And you have guarantees of accountability behind what your service is. You have some great programs that guarantee your sellers and your buyers get an accountable team behind them. So, which is one of the huge things that we're lacking in this field is accountability. It takes 3 months to get a real estate license. It takes 18 months to get licensed to cut a head of hair. There's a fundamental problem there where 18 months to cut a $10 head of hair and 3 months to sell a $10 million home. That's a big issue. So there's very, very little accountability out there amongst our peers. I don't even call them peers, but amongst our fellow real estate agents. And you guys do something that is way, way different, which is another reason you've been so successful. So tell us about some of those programs, those accountability programs that you guys run.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we have some guarantees that nobody else will have. And it's one of the things that I say is because we sell more homes, it means we can do more to sell your home. Or we can work with you as a buyer a little bit differently. So for example, with our sellers, when we take a listing contract, there's going to be a written guarantee that's going to go in that if this house doesn't sell, if I can't sell your home, I'll step in and buy it myself. All right, so there are some stipulations that go with that, but they're very, very reasonable. For our buyers, we want to make sure that our buyers are happy. So this is the level of accountability that I hold to my agents. Anytime they're working with a buyer, that if that buyer doesn't love that home in 18 months, within 18 months, if they said, you know what, this just wasn't the home for me, I will either resell that home for free, or we'll step in and buy it back. And then the last thing that we do, the other guarantee, is a lot of times you have a move-up home where somebody has to sell a home in order to buy your home.
Sure.
We have what we call a trade-up guarantee. So if somebody wants to buy your home and they have to sell their home first, what I can do is to step in and guarantee the sale of their home in order for them to be able to buy your home. And those three guarantees really set us apart. Now, how do we do it? Well, honestly, we sell a lot more houses than anybody else does.
Yep.
So we have maybe a little bit different budget than some of the other people. We have definitely different marketing.
Yeah,
we spend more, and you know what my marketing looks like, and I know what your marketing looks like. We spend more per month in marketing than most agents spend in an entire year. In fact,
or 2 years.
Yeah, or 2 years. In fact, we probably spend more in marketing each month than the average agent makes in a year. So it's a very expensive business to run, but we list and sell all of our homes. We were 40% more likely to sell a house than what anybody else was this last year. So if the sign got put in front of the house, we were 40% more likely to sell it. We sold our listings on average for 2.5% more money than what the other agents did. And this is all verifiable by HomeDeck stats.
And that's an average. I mean, for you listening out there, that means average sale price San Diego, $500,000, 2.5 more. That is an additional $12,000 more in your pocket for going with Jim Bottrell's team. When you do a lot, you tend to get good at it. I mean, he's not telling you how many sales he does to impress you, but to impress upon you that when you do something a lot, you tend to get good at it. You have a bigger budget, so you're able to market more effectively. You're able to sell homes more effectively, which is why they can stand behind their word and say, if that home doesn't sell, I'm going to step in and buy it. That's a level of confidence you will not see in other agents. They are so confident that they can sell your home that if they don't, they'll personally buy it. Of course, there's stipulations there, but they're reasonable. Same thing with a buyer. They're so confident that as a buyer, you're going to be happy and you're going to be successful with that home that you purchase, that if you're not after 18 months, they back their word up. They'll come in and either list it for free or they will buy it from you. And that's there's really no one else out there like it. And one of the things I forgot to mention is they also give a portion of the commission to a couple of different charitable organizations.
Right. We work with Wounded Warrior Homes. It's not Wounded Warrior Project, Wounded Warrior Homes, more of a local charity.
Yeah.
They own a number of homes up around Camp Pendleton. And what it's for is some sort of service member that has had some sort of debilitating injury that prevents them from staying within the Marine Corps or the Navy or whatever service they're in. But they don't have a family to go to. So it's very specific. So they're being separated from the military, but they don't have somewhere to go. So what it does is it gives them a home to stay in for as long as they need to stay in there for free until they can transition back into society. And it's a 100% charity-driven organization. Yeah. So that's one that we've taken under our wing because, I have so many military members inside my company, and we've had people that have been through that inside our staff.
Personal.
So we have there's a lot of combat veterans. There's a lot of Purple Hearts inside my office. There's a number of combat decorations to include the Silver Star. We have we're very military centric.
Well, the fact that you're willing to give money to an organization every time there's a closing, that's phenomenal. Yeah. And there's no other teams that are like that are like yours. So, speaking of your team, with all the success that you guys have enjoyed, tell me a little bit, what does that team look like? Like, what is that team? What's the structure?
Okay. So we have, obviously I do most of the listings, all right? And then I have buyer's agents, but we generate between 300 and 700 buyer and seller leads per month. So unlike an individual agent that's trying to handle all of these leads, think of it as juggling a bunch of balls up in the air, and everything is up in the air. Have you ever found yourself so busy that you do something poorly? All right, well, I was that agent at one point in time. I can sit in front of somebody that can speak reasonably intelligently. So I got busy really fast, and I found that I was doing things very poorly. So I initially hired an assistant, and then I kind of watched some people, like your office, or some people out of another organization that I know, that I've traveled all over the country and looked at the way they put their offices together, and I've just copied their teams. And these are big, heavy hitter teams that have allowed me to come inside their office. So when somebody calls in looking for a home, I actually have a sales staff. That's what their job is, to basically be a concierge to all of the buyers that come in, that gives them the information they want. We put them inside our database. We constantly are feeding them, updating them with the new listings, maybe the stuff that's not yet on the market, because we are a little bit bigger of a team. We do have a lot of upcoming listings, so we can feed that information to these people. And this is information, houses that they cannot find on the internet because they don't exist.
Yeah.
Because then we can start giving them some updated information ahead of everybody else. The buyers love it. And then the sellers love it too, because we do a number of things with our database, which numbers over 6,000 people right now. So there's 6,000 buyers that put their hand in the air.
Right now, for a home seller, you have access to 6,000 buyers in your database right now. So as soon as they agree, Jim, you're going to sell my home, you said, okay, well, I can send this home before it ever goes on the market, before there's ever a showing, before you ever have to vacate for an open house, before you ever have to move collect everything up. I've got 6,000 people in waiting that can take a look at your home.
Yeah, we have 3 basic ways that we contact them. So we sift and sort through them, or what we call mix and match. So we know we have the house coming. We're able to isolate the database. Let's say it's a house in Oceanside. They're able to isolate who's looking for a house in Oceanside, who's pre-qualified, and then we'll have several hundred out of that. So I have my sales staff will call them directly and say, hey, this is what we have coming on the market. It's going to hit the market in 5 or 7 or 10 days.
Yeah.
We can send them text messages. We can do that in bulk. And then what we also do is we create commercials inside my office. We have, no kidding, and you've seen it.
Powerful.
It's a studio with the green screen. So, and I'll stand in front and I'll talk about how great this house is, and I'll have some numbers, have some stats on it, and then we'll email that out to all of the buyers. And what that does is generate a heck of a buzz about this house before it ever hits the market. So again, our sellers love it because there's 6,000 buyers in our database. These are people that have given up their anonymity. They've put their hand in the air saying, hey, I'm most likely to buy.
Yeah.
And I have direct access to them. And so the sellers love that, and the buyers love it because they're starting to see these houses before they hit the market. So if they need to get their finances in line, do they need whatever it is they need to do, they now have time to do it.
Well, the impressive thing about that is, and I think you guys just sold one where you had 14 offers on it.
Yeah, 14 offers. Well, that was last weekend, and then we have one running. Today is Monday, so we have 9 offers on another one this weekend. And these are all, of the 14 offers now. In Southern California, there's 50,000 real estate agents.
Yeah.
I'm still putting it out there for them to bring their buyers in. And out of that 14 offers, 11 of them came from other agents, but 3 of them
came from your database.
My own database. Yeah. And it ended up being one of my buyers who paid the most for it. And so the seller's extremely happy because the listing went well over asking price. And our buyer was happy because this particular buyer, before they saw the commercial that we sent them, they weren't pre-qualified. They weren't quite ready, but they loved this house so much that they did what they needed to do, got pre-qualified, met with our lender, got everything done. And when it was time for that house to hit the market, they were already ready to go.
Well, Jim, I think you and I fundamentally agree that a seller doesn't want an agent. They want buyers, and you're the guy with the buyers.
Right.
And buyers, they really don't want agents. They want homes, and you have the homes that nobody else has either. So either way, you're postured to make sure our military buyers, military sellers always win when they align themselves with your team, Ardent. And it's a great organization to be a part of. It's a great organization to work with. And I've appreciated what you've taught me. So we've done some great things together. How do our listeners get a hold of you, Jim?
Well, you can call me directly if you'd like. Give me a call at 760-390-2835. Again, that's 760-390-2835. Or you can give me an email, jim@ardentre.com. That's jim@ardentre.com.
Always great to have a local hero, Jim Bottrell, in studio. Jim, thanks for coming out. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.